What's your favorite number and why?
Probably 21. It's just like a school number. I don't know. It's like it's different.
Elaborate a little bit more.
It's like that's the year you become like just
A man?
you're a man.
Okay, good.
All right.
Just like
That was a risky answer.
you're an adult.
All right.
adult.
21.
21,
All right,
baby.
responsibility.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Whips. Are they in or out? All right, can you show us the whip?
I'm Joe Berg.
All right, dabs. Are they in or out?
I think they're kind of out,
Out? Can you give us a dab?
I guess.
Okay, what's the one fact about you? One fun fact.
Too long.
Too long.
You're taking way too long here.
I don't know.
One fun fact.
I should start that.
Boo. What's your girlfriend's name?
I don't have one.
Boo. Do you know the four pillars of rice?
Respect, integrity, character, and excellence.
All right, good job.
Good.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this freshman edition of the Chieftain Live. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Anthony Calcaterra.
And I'm Braden Willis.
For those of you who have no idea what this show is, it's a place that will give you fun and informative content, such as interviews with students and staff, wandering the Marion halls to find a homecoming date.
This being the welcome edition of Chieftain Live, we'll see the do's and don'ts of Rice from Aiden and Bortolotti as they hit the halls and find out the seniors' best advice.
Even though the freshmen can't go to homecoming, it still begs the question, what's the best way to ask that special someone? Hendy and Dantes, first-time homecomers, are on the hunt as they ask the class of 2023 how to ask that special lady that caught their eye.
As students, we all try to avoid the horrible pink slips from Mrs. Everly's office. What do you do when you're late? Jack Ogurek, a frequent latecomer, will show us his routine when he's late.
And at the end, we will sit down with the new Dean of Students, Mr. Williamson, and see why he decided to come back to Rice in our newest installment of Dean's Corner. But before all that, let's check out the stories of the week.
Today, Junior?
Parent-teacher conferences are less than 2 weeks away. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to send your teacher some chocolates and start cleaning up your room.
3 schools, 1 campus. On Monday, Brother Rice, Marion, and St. Regis will come together for our yearly all-campus mass. Be sure to get your white shirts pressed. The weather looks promising.
Last Thursday, Warrior football took on Holy Names Ontario at Lawrence Tech University. Sophomore Jake Coulter connects with sophomore Cole Locanaria not once, not twice, but for 3 touchdowns. Rice takes home the win in the first home game at Lawrence Tech, 53-3. Rice will take on the Cubs from U of D tomorrow night. Be sure to show your school spirit. Most freshmen that are new to Rice have a lot of unanswered questions on their mind that not every teacher will be able to answer. In that case, there's no one better to ask for advice than our seniors. Let's go to John and Aiden, 2 newcomers to the Chieftain Life staff, to hear the do's and don'ts of Brother Rice.
Do your homework. Don't be late. Wear your belt. Button your top button. Don't go negative in your lunch count.
Go to the freshman dance. It's rowdy. It's a banger. It's like a little bit better than like Lollapalooza. No, it's a lot better than Lollapalooza actually. Do not, and I cannot stress this enough. Do not provoke Mr. King.
Some dudes I would tell freshmen is to go to all the football games, go out to the sporting events, and make sure you're being nice to the upperclassmen, especially our class president, Aiden Brooks. Don't chirp our class president, Aiden Brooks, and just make sure that you're being respectful to the teachers.
Just do your homework and get good relations with your teachers, because that makes school more fun. Just don't game or be distracted in class. Pay attention and make sure your freshman year is important, because freshman year is probably like one of the most important years of high school.
We all know it as the walk of shame. That moment when you show up at 7:51, even though you live 5 minutes away, and you have to take that long walk to Mrs. Everly's office to get a pass in your first hour class. For senior Jack Ogurek, being late is more than a one-time occasion. Let's see how he fares as he battles his way into the building at 7:51.
Good of you to join us this morning. How many minutes late?
Jack, why are we late?
I woke up late.
That's not an excuse. It's your fourth late.
So what does that mean?
It means you go to the calf, and it's a detention. So come on, let me take you to the calf. I mean, Mr. Williamson is going to have a talk with you. There you go.
Thank you.
In the wake of this new school year, many changes have come to Rice. One of the biggest changes you may have noticed already is our new Dean of Students, Mr. Williamson. Let's head down to Joe McKay in our reboot of the Dean's Corner.
Hey, Brother Rice, thanks for tuning in. For those who don't know me, I'm Joe McKay. Today I'm joined here by new Brother Rice Dean of Students, Mr. Williamson. Mr. Williamson, how you doing?
Great.
Thanks for coming on. So it's kind of weird to get sent to the dean's office and neither of you guys really know who each other are. So today we're going to ask Mr. Williamson a couple questions so the students can get to know him a little bit better. So my first question is, you know, a couple weeks ago we were talking about how important this institution was to you, but what was it that really brought you back here?
Well, it's a opportunity to give back to a school that gave me so much and gave me so many opportunities. And then also the people that are here and the teachers that I had that are here and everybody that was here during the interview process and all that stuff. So it really gave me the opportunity to want to give back and also to have the opportunity to. Right.
So we have a lot of alumni teachers here, Mr. Galley, Mr. Riker, Mr. D. Those are just a few. As a student, did you ever visualize yourself coming back here to be part of the faculty?
Honestly, no. But obviously, once I got back into teaching, Brother Rice is always something that I paid attention to, see if there were any job openings and things like that, just because, once again, I wanted to give back to something that did so much for me. So.
Oh, nice. What other schools are you teaching at?
My last school I taught at was Lakeland High School.
Okay. So, as the Dean of Students, you oversee all of the activities, the clubs, the sporting events. What were your favorite sporting events or clubs to participate in or even just attend?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't have quite the gatherings at the games and stuff like that that you guys have, which is what I love. But I played sports, so I was always playing instead of doing being the cheerleader or anything like that. But we didn't have Goon Squad either, but I played football wrestled and played baseball, so never really had the opportunity to do any of the extra. And clubs obviously wasn't an opportunity either because I was busy with those. So.
Right. So I guess not as big as the crowd. But so you graduated in 2002, I believe. Is that correct? Okay. So, the world has changed significantly in the last 17 years. But what are some of the changes and some of the consistencies that you see around the school today?
Well, a big thing is the obviously facilities that are here now. I mean, everything from the weight room to obviously what's in the classrooms with technology and everybody having iPads. I mean, those are things that we never had. I mean, even there's air conditioning in the school now, and before we didn't have that. So quite a few changes, but overall, Brother Rice is still the same. So.
Well, that's all we have for this edition of the Chieftain Live.
Be on the lookout for more installments of Chieftain Live coming soon throughout the school year.
And I know, I'm not Julian, but I'm Anthony Calcaterra.
And I'm Braden Willis.
See you guys later.